Testing, testing, 1, 2, testing. We're going live in 4 minutes. Well, we are here, the last day of these groups, the last game, the last double headers, the make it or break it, the final games of some of these teams. At the end of each day, we'll have 2 teams that make it. At the end of each day, we will have 2 teams eliminated. And at the end of 4 days from now, we are going to have teams that are ready to go in and matchups for championships, actually 5 of them. 16 teams out of 32 will make it. Uruguay and France will start out, and as you take a look at the live standings, Uruguay and France, this is hard to see, But Uruguay has 3 points. France with 4. The thing with Uruguay is this. If they lose today, they are out, because Sweden and Japan will then fight for that second spot. And we'll get into that. These standings, these live standings, will change. They're all going to change, and we're all going to have them today. During the game, we will keep them updated as much as possible. But today, it's Group A. We're going to settle everything. And it should be a wild and wacky day. Both games, we have a doubleheader. We're going to do both of them today. This is the final day of Group A. A doubleheader, and we're about ready to go here. This is going to be a very intense game between two teams that are pretty much the top 2 in the group. As Uruguay and France look at this, Uruguay lost to Japan, and they beat Sweden 5-3. But Uruguay's shocking loss to Japan set them back, and now they have to beat France, a very, very tough opponent. Everybody thought that this would be a 6-6-0-0 group. How wrong we were. And now for the national anthem of France. That's the national anthem of France, and now the national anthem of Uruguay. So we're ready to go here. Uruguay and France, a loss for Uruguay, and they are eliminated. They get an E next to their name. And Ben Tanker has a yellow. Terraria has a yellow, and the goalie Muslera has a yellow. They don't want to miss their first playoff game. Everything gets wiped out after this. France sits clean except for Mbappe. And you don't want to lose it, because all these games are going to be close. And in that, it's going to be really Russia and Croatia, Germany and Croatia in Group H. So these teams right now are going to face, well, that Germany-Croatia group. And if you're France, you don't want to lose Mbappe, and we're underway. The first of 2 games as Uruguay and France will take it. 2 big heavy hitters. Here's Matuidi. This could easily be a Final 8 or a Final 4 game. Mbappe, he has a yellow, and Michel will take it again, and he'll push it up. 2 really, really good teams, and a lot riding on the line. It isn't a playoff game, and it is. Same sort of thing for Uruguay, a loss means they're done. A tie or a win means we take a look at the other games. Loris again, and he'll go over to Varane and kick back to Umtiti, and that was just a mistake, and Umtiti will keep it. So France is a team that, if they were to go down after today, would be absolutely crazy in the top right. You can see the standings. It has been very difficult for everybody. Hernandez. He's going to take a look around. It's going to be out to the side, the header, and what do they have? An offside. Yes, they do. They have an offside there. And it started going back into their own goal, and I'm like, what in the world, you know? It's going to be kicked away. There we go. Live standings in your lower right. We will push that up and down every so often. The scores in your lower left, you have both of them. They will remain up so you can see what everybody did in the group. At the end of the game, the live group standings will be updated. And then the top two teams at the end. Notice in the live standings, they are not in order. They are not in order. Pavard, that's not going to be a foul. LaChalte again, pushed up Suarez. Suarez will have it, and he gets up to Benker. I'll tell you what, they need at least, I would say, a goal would be big. France is the #1 ranked team in Europe. Savani, and he can't have it. Here's Dombelli. And however they do here would be great. Uruguay has always been next year's champions. And they're ranked 3rd in South America, who's always had an advantage for the most part, except for that Germany 7-1 blowout. In the real World Cup, they've always had an advantage over European teams. Suarez again. And they get back to Suarez, they go. Araceta's shot, it's going to be a save, and the first one of the game. A big opportunity for Uruguay, and they look good here early. Well, the loser of this game, if you're Uruguay, it's going to be done. They go back, Uruguay's done, they go in the middle to Suarez, so good. That Japanese upset, the Japan upset was so big. Matuidi again, Griezmann, Giroud, Mbappe again. He has a yellow, he can't get another one. Pavard, they want to go to Mbappe, he's open. Mbappe, he's fouled, and that's a big one, a huge foul. And that might be a card, no, he's yelling at him. And this is going to be a huge free kick. Mbappe can put this one in and make it 1-0. Right on his ankle. My goodness. And here we go, Mbappe, he could put it in and make it 1-0. Let's see. He's going to cross it to Giroud. Giroud inside, Chassé, Muslera. And they hold on. France holds on. Uruguay, sorry about that, holds on here. Mbappe, they keep turning it over. This has not been good. LaChalte again kicks it up, and Mbappe will take it. France is, if France ties, they're in the next round. They know this. Giroud, and it's going to be wide. If there's a tie, France will be into the next round because they'll have 5 points. Uruguay can only have 4, and Sweden can only have 4. So that means they would be playing 1-2 with Japan. If Japan were to beat Sweden in our second game of our doubleheader, that would mean that France would be second, and they could play Germany in the first game. Can you imagine that? First game of the 16, France and Germany to open up the round of 16. My goodness. That would be a finals, possibly, matchup. Twitty again, they'll kick it up. Here's Griezmann. They'll go to Mbappe, and they go to Giroud. And knocked away. Benketer, Suarez. College football, it's coming up a little bit. It's going to come up on Friday night. Savani, too high. Well, college football, as we said, that one's going to be number 38, 1990 Colorado versus number 35, 1992 Alabama. The top 32 ranked teams go to the playoffs. Both those teams are fighting for playoff spots. That's going to be Friday night, New York Eastern Time. Right here we have a very tense game, and it's been good. Both teams have had chances. France and Uruguay in what could be around a 16 game any other time. All those other games are going to be prime time games. Griezmann, Mbappe, the 1-2, and it's going to be knocked back. Canker to LaChalte. Araceta to Suarez, and taken away by Dombelli. And Jimenez, that's going to be a foul. Maybe it's a yellow. He goes, he bumps the referee, and he gets a yellow. That is not what they needed. He did not need to go, and I don't know whether he was going to give him a yellow or not, but as soon as that happened, he just ran over to the referee full speed. I don't even think he was touched. He might have a point there. Pavard, and he's going to kick it deep. Menace with the yellow already, Conte. Pavard. Dombelli. And Savani again, Suarez, and they bring it down. Check out our website with all the stats and figures in the description. The link is in the description. Feel free to push the link and see. Follow all the goal scorers. Follow all the leagues that we do. Be up to date so when we do our broadcast, I don't have to repeat myself 16,000 times. So that's going to be Terraria, and again, Suarez. Suarez will take it. He goes to Terraria. Terraria again. They go to Nandez. Nandez. And they'll be taken away by Hernandez, and they push it up by Giroud. Giroud, and he's having trouble. This is the one thing South American teams do, is they use their speed to disrupt everything. You know, they got to play a more up-tempo game than the Europeans, and not all of them can do that. I'm thinking the Germans are the only teams that have consistently had success. I'm not saying all the time, but consistently against South American teams. Sholta Terraria. It's going to be up, Araceta, and it's going to be out of play, and France will get it off the goal kick. Nothing. Any goal will be absolutely huge. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if goals were in an extreme premium. I mean, when I say extreme premium, I'm talking about maybe in these two games, maybe 2 1-0 games. Who knows? Here comes France again. Conte. Here's Matuidi. Giroud again. The 1-2, the back and forth. Hernandez. Matuidi again. Hernandez. Hernandez. It's going to be right, Muslera, and it's going to be a save. Hernandez again. Oh, he's got it open, man. Griezmann, he can score here, and he does! He does, and France has a 1-0 lead. A huge goal for France, and Uruguay is in trouble. They're in absolute trouble here. Griezmann with the goal, and France is they clinch the group with a win. They will clinch the group with a win, and the French fans know it. Griezmann with the goal. It's 1-0. Oh, what a big goal. France, a humongous goal here. Very, very big. Watch this. It is the turnover. These throws, goalies have had a big turnover here, and they weren't ready for it. A mistake by the goalie. And it is 1-0. They just found the gaps. The gaps just presented themselves, and Griezmann just put it in, and it is 1-0. Oh my. Oh, France. So good at what they do. But sometimes it pays to be lucky, and that's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. And they take a look, and it's 1-0 early. I got to say that right now, France will have 7 points with a win. If they tie, they don't clinch the group, they just clinch the next round. But right now, they're really looking good for the next round. Matuidi again to Giroud. Griezmann, Mbappe, they got a Pavard. They are dominating this portion of the game. Knocked away, they got to get this momentum out of here, and Suarez will bring it back. Will there be another goal? Pavard again. Trying to make it 2. Giroud in and out. No, Terraria. And he goes to Suarez, and he'll have it. Taken away by Dombelli. Again, another turnover. You can't turn it over versus France. That's going to be a foul. France is number one and one of the top teams in the world. I can tell you they're about 10 or 15th if you play a normal game. But when you turn it over, they're easily the number one team in the world. They'll put every turnover in the back of the net. And Tanker again, they can feel it slipping away. Uruguay, I don't know, are they going to panic or not? Griezmann. It gets through and it's going to be saved. And it'll be a throw-in. That's the thing. France leading here 1-0. Griezmann again, Mbappe. Pavard, these are two of the top teams in the world. Giroud, and he'll be knocked away. You know, if Uruguay loses to Japan and France, that's it. Japan has 3. Sweden has 1. If Sweden wins, they'll have 4. If Japan wins, they'll have 6. And if they tie, Japan will have 4, and Uruguay's only going to have 3 with a loss. So that means they lose. They're eliminated after this game. If they lose, Uruguay is eliminated. And it's going to be the winner of Japan and Sweden that move on, with the tie going to Japan. Tweedy again to Conte, but we got to see on this. Is it going to be an all or nothing game the next game? Pavard. None of these groups have had. None of these groups. So here's Mbappe, the shot, and it's going to be wide. None of these groups have had only one game that matters. Both games matter. Both teams have a potential to matter. Savani to Hernandez, 1-0. Matuidi. Hernandez again. France is, I'll tell you what, they need a game-changing goal. Uruguay does. Belly again. They need a game-changing goal. Pavard. They try and go inside, but Tweedy the shot, it's going to be wide, and France is really, they are always offside. They're going to call it offside. France is really putting the pressure on. Very much so. And it'll be not a goal kick, but because of the offside, a kick from here. Meaning it's indirect, and it's going to go the other way. Umtiti to Hernandez. Uruguay's been a long time since they had a shot. Here in the final day in Group A. That's it, Savani. Here's a turnover. They both have turnovers. Suarez. Bentancur down to Terraria. Both have yellows. Suarez. Araceta. Terraria. The Schultz. And they can't get a shot off. They got to get one, and it's taken away. Dumbelli's had an incredible game, but he turns it over. The shot, it's going to be inside, and Savani. He couldn't hit Savani, and that would have been so good. Uris again. Cabran. Umtiti again to the other side, the near side. Here's Umtiti. They push it up. Giroud to Umtiti. Griezmann again to Pavard. Pavard, Mbappe in front. It's going to be the save, Muslera. Muslera, and he'll throw it, and this time it goes right to where he wants it instead of turning it over for the France's only goal. Now, Uruguay needs a goal for salvation. It doesn't mean they're in the greatest place in the world, because if they score, then if they get a tie, Uruguay does. If they get a goal, it's a seismic shift. Because then if Japan and Sweden tie, Savani, and it was offside. Pretty much, Sweden would have to win, and win big, to move on to the next round. Japan would maybe win on a tie. I don't know. We'll have to see. Suarez. Caceres, and he can't have it. They won 5-3 and lost 2-1. They have a +1 goal differential. Right now it's 0. LaChalte. It's 1-0 Terraria. Here in the first half, they go Araceta. Araceta pushed. Araceta trying to do something. Caceres in the middle of the header. He scores! Abdini, and there's a seismic shift right there. There's a huge seismic shift there as Uruguay has tied this game up. It's 1-1 against France. A huge seismic shift. Savani put it in. Oh, that's gigantic. Oh my goodness, is that gigantic. And France looks beatable. And that is the first regulation goal. It's not a penalty kick. France has given up all tournament. The first goal that isn't a penalty kick that France has given up. They gave up 2 against Sweden, both penalty kicks. And Uruguay has tied it up. They know how big that is. And it is going to be 1-1. Savani in the 36th minute. My goodness. And I'm telling you that was such a seismic shift. You'll see it at halftime. As it is 1-1. Hernandez again, nearing the end of the first half. The clock is ticking down. We have both games today. They get it back to Uris. And they'll kick it up and over to Mbappe. They'll take it over to Matuidi. Can't have it. Benker. He goes to Suarez. Suarez might be able to get it. Suarez, a long shot. He saves. Oh, Suarez. He did so much good in the last game against Japan. I know, against Sweden. Sorry about that. And it's 5-3. France beat Japan 4-0. Mbappe, they go to Griezmann. Griezmann again. They push it up. Here's Matuidi. He's open. He can try and break the tie. Matuidi. They go to Hernandez. This is up for France, and he can't have it to Terraria. And they push it up to Suarez, and they're going to push it again. Savani, Suarez. Savani again. That's going to be a foul, and Uruguay will be able to go, and they're going to yell. That's going to be, what is that? That's going to be Mbappe. Mbappe has his second yellow card. He will miss. No, that's Conte. Conte. I thought I saw an M on the back. It was number 13. I saw the 1, and it looked like an M. Roseta. Everybody's heart sank. Who knows? Giroud, here's Griezmann. Griezmann on the run. Griezmann will take it. He's on the run easily. Here's Griezmann. Griezmann, it's going to be up in the air. Will fall, no ball. Almost, and Griezmann almost made it 2-1. Watch this, he takes it on stride. What a save. Muslera, the save, might have saved Uruguay's season here. It is 1-1 here. Here's the corner. Griezmann. The corner kick. It's going to be in and punched away. Giroud. Dombele. Conte. Dombele, and it's taken away. Ironically, France's big win versus Japan. France's big win versus Japan might force Japan. Well, Japan won't have to worry. It would be Sweden. Sweden with the tie and a loss or a -2. Pavard. Knocked away. Here's LaChalte. Sweden, I believe, has to win by 3 goals right now. It's 1-1. Sweden has a point. So what has to happen is, if it's a tie, Sweden has to win by a bigger goal differential. Araceta. Sweden lost to Uruguay 5-3. So if they tie in goal differential and tie in goals scored, it would go to head-to-head, number 4. Griezmann again. Looking over, trying to push it in. Pavard. Can't do it. Giroud, no good. And Dombele. Mbappe, long shot, hit Griezmann right in the gut. It'll be up Dombele again to Pavard. Pavard. Dombelli. Inside to Mbappe. Matuidi again. Long shot. It's going to be saved by Muslera. Muslera again. They're looking and he'll throw. We're at it on time. They'll show it again. I'm not sure how many minutes they're going to add on. 1, 2, 3, or whatever it is. Dombelli again. They push it to Giroud. Matuidi. France will have it. They go ahead to Dombelli. They can't have it. Dombelli has a yellow. I think that's Conte with the yellow. Pereira again, hoping not to turn it over. It's 1-1 here. It's close to the half. Saris again, knocked away. Giovanni Hernandez. We're going to take a look at the live stats in the second half. Griezmann. These two teams can only meet in the finals if they play in the finals. Hernandez. Giroud, they got Mbappe wide open like a penalty, he scores! You knew that was going to happen. Mbappe was up and right in front and right everywhere. Wide open and Mbappe makes it 2-1. Oh, that is huge. That puts things on the table. That means that Uruguay's going to have to score twice to put France on the edge. Oh, that is huge. And when you take a look at teams like France, right in the middle, right on top, when you do that, that's basically Mbappe with a penalty. That's basically with him as a penalty. Finding the gap there, that was all number 6. Nobody picked them up. Nobody did. And Mbappe just incredible. So now they have a 2-1 lead. That's going to be the half, and that was 3 minutes in. That was a goal 3 minutes into the half. And the score, France 2, Uruguay 1. A quarter of the night is done. Very, very big. That goal happened right at the end, and as we take a look here, we're going to take a look. We're going to hit this, and we're going to do a data dump of our live standings. Well, we don't do data dumps. You can see the amount of shots France has. 12-4 in shots. Unbelievable. And take a look here. We're not going to, because we have 2 games going on the same page, we're not going to do a halftime. We're just going to do final results. Now, quickly, when you take a look at standings, when you take a look at things like this, the live standings, right there to your right, that's the live standings. As you can see, the goal differential is the big thing for Sweden at -2. If Uruguay loses, they're done. If Uruguay ties, their goal differential will be 1. Japan, it doesn't matter, because Japan, if they, well, it does kind of matter for Japan. They would have to win and not tie because Uruguay would move on. Uruguay has to tie. If they don't tie, then and they lose, they're eliminated, and then we have the two out of 3, France, Sweden, and Japan, where Sweden would have to win, a tie goes to Japan, and a win goes to Japan. That is very big. It's 2-1 France right now. We're about ready to go for the second half. We will have up to the game standings. It's 2-1. I thought goals would be at a premium, and they're not. As we begin the second half. Taking a look, and here's Pavard. Foul there by Uruguay. Here's Pavard. Pavard up, over, and trying to make it again. If they can make it 3-1, this thing's going to be over. I think you know, France always looks like such a formidable opponent. And then they have that game where they just lose it. France looked so good last year in the first Kev Watson Cup. Then they went to the semifinal group stage, and he said, well, they could win and all this stuff. Well, guess what? They didn't. And they got their butts kicked, and they didn't win a game. And they didn't win a game. And they ended up, I think they lost all three. No time. That's Joris again. And he's going to save it, and here comes Joris. He'll punt it away. To midfield, Conte, Matuidi again, he'll go. But that's the thing. France this year said, we're going to get to the finals. They said, that's our mission. We're going to get to the finals. We want to be a part of number 2. Griezmann again, he can't have it. And Menez and Muslera will kick it away. Savani again, Terraria. Tanker to Lachault. Lachault will kick it away, and here they go. Here's Conte, he'll put it ahead and Dombelli. And Giroud to Griezmann, he'll go to Pavard. Pavard, Mbappe, he's open, Mbappe again. Takes it, knocked away, no foul. And Jimenez with the yellow will kick it away. My goodness. You got a perilous 1-goal lead like you do for France. What it's like. I mean, they're trying to make it one more and clinch this thing. Conte. Griezmann again, no good, and Bencanter. Take it away. If Uruguay doesn't score a goal, they're eliminated. And now we go. That's going to be Griezmann offside. Very easy. Very, very easy. Muslera again will kick it away. Suarez to Giroud. Griezmann again. Giroud. Matuidi. Saris again. Dombele down to Griezmann. Giroud again, nice shot. It's Mbappe very quickly. Mbappe again, and what a save. Well, that's going to be the number 1 ranked team, and Europe is going to do that. Watch this, a header, 1-2, it was tipped, and Muslera made a great save. They didn't show really a great angle. Griezmann will have the corner. Here in the first of 2 games, Pavard will have it. Pavard off the head. Araceda again. Here's Hernandez. Conte. They go to Pavard. Griezmann again. Griezmann to Matuidi. Inside. Pavard. Shot. He's trying to take it. Giroud will put it in. And that might clinch it. Giroud. It's now 3-1 France. They've dominated here in the second half. And he is taunting the Uruguayan fans. And it is 3-1. I don't know. I'm all for, you can celebrate. You can be really good, but when you start taunting fans like that, you got to be careful. That one hit the post, and Giroud just put it in. He followed his shot. And that is doom and gloom for Uruguay. Uruguay is on the verge of elimination. And whenever you get the easy tap in, doom and gloom for Uruguay. Yeah, he's telling the Uruguayans, settle down. So now that's not going to be popular. Giroud in the 55th minute. And France is on the verge of clinching the group, and it's going to be a big battle for second. We almost had a calamitous first round matchup. France and Germany, that could be a final. And when it was 1-1, we were wondering, hey, that could be if Japan would beat Sweden. And a foul there by France. Well, Giroud, you got to get looked at when you start taunting other teams. They're going to start doing stuff to you. You got to expect that. Arceda will kick it. Arceda, and it's going to go into the box. Stoneberry, no good. Here's LaChault. Hammett Benkinter. Arceda. Benkinter, no good for on. TD again has it. And France will take it. First of our doubleheader, ending Group A. If Uruguay doesn't get 2 goals, they're eliminated. Griezmann, Mbappe. And Godin will be knocked away. France is the only team, I believe, that can, well, Senegal can get all 3. Senegal looks mighty good. Matuidi. And Jimenez again knocked back. The last 2 games, Brazil 7-1. Total goals. They won 4-0 against Japan. And they're up 3-1 here. Oh, it hit him in the face. That just hit him right in the face. Conte and Ndombele. Ndombele. Giroud. Ndombele again. Hernandez. And that's going to be out of play. Corner kick for Griezmann. One more and that'll do it. One more, they'll have 3, and it'll be 8-1. They gave up 2 penalty kicks in their first game. They gave up a regular goal here to make it 1-1 to Uruguay. And then all of a sudden, they've just dominated. Uruguay hasn't really got anything big. Oh, that was ugly. We're an hour in, Griezmann. Griezmann will kick it from the corner here. He's going to go short to Giroud. Giroud in the middle, but Tweedy, oh my goodness, that's it. France is looking like a #1 team. France, I'm telling you what, right now, this French team is very dangerous. They beat Japan 4-0, and they're winning here 4-1. They were down a little bit. They played Sweden. They started out. They didn't look good versus Sweden. And they salvaged a tie out of it. They gave up 2 penalties. And then they went over. They wiped out Japan. And right now they're wiping out an Uruguay team. Now, yes, Uruguay did lose to Japan. But right now, look at Matuidi. This is just incredible. This is just, I mean, most of these teams are very, very close with each other. They're very, very close. And whenever you have a team like this, we're going to move this down. But you see that France is going to have 7 points. They're not 9 points. I was wrong before. I'm like, yeah, France has 2 wins. No, remember they tied Sweden early. And when we finish this game, we're going to update this. They're going to have 7, but they're going to clinch the group. Mbappe to Hernandez. And when they do that, now Sweden is going to play Japan. Matuidi again wanting to make it 5. Giroud, that's going to be a save. When you take a look at Japan and Sweden, I mean, really, France can play Croatia in the first round. That shows you how good this tournament is. France can play Croatia, and that's going to be a big game. But I think France will be moderate favorites in that. That's a possibility. France might lose. Who knows? We got a long way to go in this tournament here. Sweden and Japan will be next. Don't go away. Just get something to drink. Sit back if you're at work. Get your stuff done now because the next game is going to be unique. Sweden and Japan. Winner goes. Winner is going to go to the next round. A tie would go to Japan. Matuidi. You see that Japan 2, Uruguay 1 in the beginning, that huge upset. That was big. We only play 3 games. Here's Terraria. He's going to push it ahead. Terraria, he might be able to take a long shot. It's going to be wide. I mean, my goodness. Such a disappointment if you're Uruguay. I mean, you're down 4-1 now, and all you want to do if you're France, Eurus, they don't need any more. They just want to take this thing and just end it, possess the ball and end it. Giroud. Saris will have it. Sweden, Japan, we're starting to look forward to that game. Menez and Varane will have it. Varane. Yoris again, he'll give it back to Varane. Very big. Here we go Terraria, and he pushes ahead. TD again. It's going to be out of play. Subs will come on. Valverde will be in. They got to push it all the way up. They have to. There is no hope for Uruguay if they lose. That's going to be out of play. Nandez will pick it up and throw it in. Two games every day for a week. Finishing all the groups. Mbappe. Belly, they'll push it ahead. Here's Conte. And that'll be out of play. Well, Uruguay's got to throw it in a hurry, but a sub will come in. Stuani will come in. Nandez will come out. Suarez will be gone. Think about it. The third-ranked team in South America will be gone. Getting blown out by France. Losing to Japan and barely beating Sweden. This has not been a good tournament for Uruguay. In other years, they might have really threatened to win this. Not now. Dembele to try a good save here, and it'll be a corner. Well, the second game of the doubleheader, Sweden and Japan. That'll be really big. Sweden and Japan. Griezmann. He misses here. Suarez again. They got to push it ahead. They don't have time. Belly again, Hernandez. Matuidi. Here's Matuidi again. Matuidi, Giroud, almost 5-1. They're just doing this for show, and it is important. You might say, why are they getting a fifth one? Well, number one, Uruguay is a top nation. So it's not like they're playing a losing team. Second of all, when you go into the round of 16, you want to win by big margins so teams are worried about you. When they're worried about you, they take some of their aggressiveness away. Reseda again will push it out to Savani. They do. They push some of their aggressiveness away when they see you're winning games 5-1 against Uruguay. People play France. They take their aggressiveness and they go, nah, we got to play a little bit more of a defensive style, this and that. France again, they're going to be one of the favorites to win it all, and with the tournament like it is, so close together except for these last two games. It's been 8-1 France in the last two. Giroud. Giroud. He's in. This is like the Harlem Globetrotters playing against the Washington Generals. This really is Giroud's second goal. He was taunting the crowd earlier. A better celebration choice this time. And it back and forth. This is a This is a dangerous team. This is a very, very dangerous team. I mean, think of this right now. Think about this. They're playing Uruguay. They're playing Uruguay. Uruguay's don't push over. Uruguay's had a bad tournament. Uruguay lost to Japan, so that means they're going to have a bad tournament. Then they barely beat Sweden. Okay, a little bit better. And then they're doing this against France. Maybe with comparative scores, Japan was better. Here's Dubois. Dubois again into the middle. No, Jimenez knocked away. They just keep pouring it on. But I will tell you that, you know, comparative scores, it was 4-0. France beat Japan. It's 5-1 here. There's problems in Uruguay. Big, big problems for France. Well, they're getting ready now. They're going to have either like Germany, Croatia, Russia, or Austria. Any one of those can finish second, mathematically. Dubois again, Mbappe. Dubois will take it over, and now they're going to pass Mendy. Dembele again, Mbappe. Dembele will take it inside. Mbappe too high. The clock will tick off. Time will start to tick off here. It's close to ending, and this game, this first one, out of two, we have a doubleheader. So this one might be over. This one, well, don't kid myself. This is over. Subs coming in. Uruguay, a disappointment. A really big disappointment. How many more does Suarez have? The Kev Watson Cup last year, a disappointment. The Tony Andressi Classic Cup, a disappointment. This year, a disappointment. Three disappointments. So much talent, so much disappointment. I mean, it's 3-1, 3-2, okay, it's 5-1. France is good, but they're not this good. Remember, they tied Sweden. Menace again, and Dembele to Dubois. Griezmann. And Giroud, no. France lost to Germany last year in the Kev Watson Cup semifinal group stage. France lost to Germany because Germany made the finals. Remember that. Germany held the ball forever, and then they beat France late. If they meet again this year, it's going to be in the finals. But then again, you got to get through Spain, Brazil, Argentina, all these teams. Japan is going to play. Titi knocked it away to Conte. Japan is going to play Sweden in the next game. For the right, really, it's basically a playoff game. With a tie, if they end up tying, going to Japan. So Sweden will be pressing for that goal. Suarez doing everything he can. Matuidi again, Giroud. Game should be close to being over. Mbappe. Mendy in the middle, Griezmann trying to run it up on him. Mbappe, oh, what a save, Lachal. Dembele again to Dubois. Dembele. To Dubois again, Griezmann back and forth. Tweedy again. This game will mercifully end very soon here. It's 5-1. Uruguay just got shell-shocked. Absolutely beat to the ground. Ball to Conte, Varane, to Mbappe again. Griezmann. That's incredible. Sino again, and Varane high, Dubois again. Knocked away and out of play. France will play Group H. And Group H, again, we were saying with Germany, Austria, Croatia, Switzerland, Germany, and Croatia played. And here's the thing, Croatia led Germany 2-0 late, and Germany scored 2 goals in 3 minutes. 2 goals in 4 minutes, I should say. No, 2 goals in 3 minutes. 78 and 81. And that ended it. It was 2-2. Added time, a little bit more. I think they won a couple minutes. The final, this isn't really going to matter. They're still playing hard. But France is going to end up winning this 5-1. Not very exciting near the end. And that's going to be a foul on offside, actually, and that's right. Uruguay again, and there's Suarez. Nice pass, Savani, and they're going to need 3 more like that. Now that is France's down. That is France's hurt. Right there, their weakness. Transition defense. And if they play a really good team, and much better than Uruguay is playing, and there's a transition. France is vulnerable. Look at Sweden with the 2 penalties. Japan never got to it. A nice, the defender slipped. And he nails it there. If they scored on every other shot, it's going to be over. It might even be over now. On Adam Titi again. They want to push it up. Conte. Sweden and Japan will come up next. And the Tweedy again to Mendy. But anyway, we were saying in that group H, that's going to be an interesting group. I mean, quite frankly, that's it. It's over mercifully. The final is France 5, Uruguay 2. Uruguay's done. Uruguay and France wins the group. They know it. You can see the elation of one team winning and the other team losing it. And now, bear with me while I do a data dump and we get ready for the second part of our doubleheader to finish Group A. Well, watch me while I do a data dump here. We'll get to the second part of our doubleheader. And when you take a look at these, it is, a little shocking. But now we got to change this. day. All right, so we're about ready to go here. Uruguay is eliminated. France will be the number 1 seed. All right, so we did the data dump and everything like that. We're going to start the next part of the doubleheader, as this is just going to be very big. Sweden and Japan. The next part of Group A, we're going to go right to the field. Sweden will be in gold. Japan will be in their multicolored uniforms. The live standings here, we're going to make them really big so you can see. France wins the group. They have 7 points. Japan needs a point. If they tie, they go on. If they win, they go on. If they lose, Sweden goes on. So it's a playoff game, really, with Japan. If they tie, they will move on. They will hold the edge on the tie. So the actual points and standings, they just don't matter anymore. Now this is going to be a playoff, really a one-game playoff, the national anthem of Japan. Now the national anthem of Sweden. All right, so we're ready to go. The winner moves to the next round. The tie goes to Japan. A 4-2-2-2 for Sweden. As you can see, there are no yellow cards here. This is Sweden's biggest game in a while. And on the other side, you're going to see Japan playing a 4-2-3-1. Nagatomo and Doan both have yellow cards. They don't want to miss their playoff game if they end up winning. Uruguay is out. They are totally out. They are done. We're about ready to go here. Sweden and Japan. Sweden is in gold. Japan is in the blue uniforms, and we're underway. Granquist will take it, and Sweden will take it. Remember, tie goes to Japan, so the onus is on Sweden to score a goal here. At least one. If they win, they'll have 4. Japan will have 3. Uruguay will have 3, and they'll have the next round. That's an early foul. And Japan early on here in Group A. Oh, yeah, right on his shin. Kaysen. Now, but here's Forsberg. He's going to take a long shot at this. Here in Group A. Long shot, save right in front. And Gonda will keep it. Gonda again, they'll kick it over to the side. He said goals would be at a premium. In the first game had 7 of them, 5-2. That's not good. That's about as wrong as you can get. Nakajima, here comes Osako again. Osako. And the shot no good, and too high. Trying to hit Doan. Well, Japan scores first. The tie goes to Japan, so that means Sweden's going to need 2 to go on. Sweden needs to score first. Endo. Japan is the #1 ranked team in Asia. #1 in Asia, Shibasaki. And Nagatomo again, Shibasaki. He'll go Nakajima. Can't have it, and they go up the side to Kaison. Group A, this is it for Group A. We'll never see Group A again. It was an all right group, keep people close, but Uruguay really played terribly. We thought they were going to play a little bit better. Shida again, Group B, tomorrow's going to be very interesting. As Group B is England, Poland, Ivory Coast, and Argentina. The Ivory Coast is hankering to move on. England plays Argentina tomorrow in the first game. You want to talk about biggest game in the first round. That's incredible. It's kind of the same thing here. England's going to have to get a point against Argentina or they're done. It's all over. And Shibasaki again will have it. In fact, they might need to even win. When I look at it, England has a 0-goal differential. And no, they don't need to win. But Poland would have to beat the Ivory Coast by a few. The Ivory Coast would win, they'd have 6. And Argentina would have 5 if England and the Argentinians tie. So lots of situations there, but here's Forsberg. They go up and it's no good, and Nakajima again, Minamino actually. And here comes Japan again, Minamino. Nakajima, they want to push it up, here comes Shibasaki. Shibasaki's got Lustig again. Here's Lustig, Shibasaki, trying to get it, can't have it. Knocked away Ekdal. Very, very big here. Both these teams, very, very big. No goals scored here in the first. Sweden is hoping to get one. If they don't get one, Japan moves on, and they'll be the #2 seed. Nakajima again. Remember, Sweden tied France. Which was a big first game. Forsberg into Berg, wide open. And no good here. Berg again. Berg. The shot, he scores, and that's Berg. And Sweden got a 1-0 lead early. Berg puts it through. And it's 1-0. That was exactly how Sweden wanted to go. Sweden has to win because the tie goes to Japan. And now Japan has to score. If they don't, they're done. This makes me wonder. This absolutely makes me wonder. What in the world, when Japan beat Uruguay, and that was right through the middle, they didn't play good defense on them, couldn't get the ball away. What a goal, look at this, just celebrating. Look at Forsberg. 1-0 Berg, 11 minutes in. 1/9 of the game away in, and Sweden has a 1-0 lead over Japan. Yasuda Endo. My goodness. 1/9 of the game in, and what do you say? I mean, right now, Sweden looking good. Remember, Sweden tied France on 2 penalties. But they played France toe-to-toe. France outshot Uruguay 24-6. They dominated that game. But I don't think they're going to dominate 4 straight. Larson, of course, we got the classic teams after this one. We're going to do this, and then we're going to go 12 nights of a college football league that's action PC football from 1949 to 1969, or 1940 to 1969. That'll be 12 straight nights. It should be a good one. Osaka again. Lindelof. I'll push it over to Olsen. Lindelof again to Larson, to Lustig. We got college football coming up Friday night, New York time. Doan again to Osaka, to Minamono. Minamino, that's going to be Nakajima to Nagatomo. To the near side. They need a goal or else they're in trouble. They don't go, move on. Nakajima, Shibasaki. Doan, and he can't get it. Remember, they won 2-1. Japan beat Uruguay 2-1. Really, France, when they lost, they got trouble against Sweden. Minamino. Knocked down, and it's going to be hit away to Endo. Sakai. Osako. Oh, Minamino. He got it. He's in, and Minamino's made it 1-1. And now Sweden has to score again, or else they're eliminated. It's like a stepladder. Sweden was up, and now Japan is up, and everybody going nuts for Japan. Japan, a huge goal. And that puts them in the next round. Very, very big for Japan. Inside, and he put it near post. And at impossible angle. A pass. It was just a 1-2 inside. Turn and shoot. Impossible angle. I think he was even looking for the rebound. And what a goal here, and it's 1-1 as Minamino. 18 minutes in. We're about a quarter of the way in. And now it's tied at 1, which means you got to remember there is no score. It's just who goes where, who goes to the next round and who doesn't. It's a tie, so Japan would have 4. They go to the next round. Berg again. That's going to be a save, Gonda. And Gonda will punt it away, but he's going to try and direct his kick. He goes to Endo. Shibasaki again. Shibasaki, Minamono. Osako again will have it. Doan. Inside Minamono. No, if they can make 2-1, that would be huge. And it'll be knocked away. A throw-in for Japan. Group B, England and Argentina. Here we go, Ekdal. Rehnquist. Yoshida again, they'll go back. Gonda. Yoshida, Nagatomo. Justinson, Ekdal. Olsen. Going to go in front, Osako again, and he can't have it. Osako, that'll be a goal kick right off his leg. Well, when you take a look at this, the standings, what they mean now, it being 1-1, it's right now, it is, if it ends right now, Japan going to the next round. And if it ends right now, if it were to go exactly the way that it is, it would be Germany and Croatia playing in Group H. You always play the opposite group and the opposite team. So the only way these two teams can meet would be in the finals. Here's Berg. France and any one of these teams are knocked away. So that'd be weird if Germany were to end up second, because then they would have to play France in a monumental first round stage. The experts say Croatia. The experts say that Croatia will be the second team, but you just never know. Here you got playoffs, but the tie goes to Japan. And Japan will move on with the tie. Ekdal. Shibasaki again. Osako to Doan. Augustensen. Hassan. Larson. Larson to Olsen. They push it up. Here's Larson again. It's going to be away, and it'll be. Oh, right to Minamino. No! Minamino, if he would have got it in, it would have been 2-1, and that means that Sweden would be down by 2 goals, really. Because Sweden has to win. If Sweden doesn't win, right now it's 1-1. If Sweden doesn't win, they're done. If Japan gets a single point out of this, they're into the next round. Uruguay is eliminated. Shibasaki, Nakajima again, Minamino. Minamino to Osako. Osako, it's going to be high. And Olsen will take it away. And he'll throw it. Forsberg to Augustensen. Well, when the playoffs start, I'm telling you, it's going to be absolutely incredible. The playoffs here with all these teams, there's going to be not one bad team in the playoffs, like all these teams. Even Japan, who got whacked by France, don't expect them to go down if they end up playing Germany. Don't. Minamino, oh, and it's 2-1, and Japan is winning 2-1. A huge goal against a team that tied France, even though Japan lost 4-0. And Japan leads 2-1. Oh my goodness. This is huge for Japan. Many people thought Sweden was going to be the favorite today because of the French connection. And you know, they thought, watch this, right to him. They just doubled down on him and they left him open at the point and he just nailed it. Look at this, so easy. Bam. And he hit it and it is good. The people thought, now what this means is it is now a 2-goal lead for Japan, because even if Sweden ties, they have to win. If Sweden wins the game, they will have 4, Japan will have 3, Uruguay will have 3, and then we'll move on. Of course, France won it as 7 goals. It was 7 points. Nagatomo to Gonda. They had 2 wins and a tie. Japan's like, we want another shot at France. Berg and Sakai. Ekdal steals it. Olsen. Shot save Gonda. And they'll save it here. So Gonda will throw it out. Sakai again. Minamino, Osako. Japan is up 2-1. In reality, it's going to be knocked off Japan. It's going to be pushed up and out. Nakajima. Yatomo again to the near side. Shibasaki. Ekdahl again will take it. He goes to Berg. It's taken away. Kaisani pushes ahead to Berg. Berg might be able to make it 2-2. They need at least a goal. Berg, he's being dragged down. There's no foul. And there they have a complaint, and they have a justified complaint there. I don't know that that's actually soccer moves. That might have been a yellow. Maybe in another tournament a red because he denied an easy scoring opportunity. Olsen. And they're allowing a lot going on here, and that helps at 2-1. It makes even a hard task even that more impossible. Shibasaki again, Osaka, Minamino. Taken away, here's Berg, Ekdahl. Olsen, Berg. And a foul here, and Berg. That's going to be he doesn't like it, and the referee is just going in, and he's yelling at the player, and the player's upset, but he's got to be careful. You don't want, Japan has 2 players with yellows. Yeah, that was a leg right across him. They got to realize that Sweden is frustrated, but Japan has more to lose right now than Sweden. Forsberg will try and tie it up. Sweden's first thing is to tie this thing up, and they can't do it. Konda again will push it away. Asako. Minamino has it, and he can't have it. Augustinsson, Ekdahl to Forsberg. Second game of Group A. Shibasaki again, Osako. There's Osako, Shibasaki. Augustinsson to Forsberg again, Endo. And Osako again to Doan. Back and forth. Minamino, Shibasaki, and that'll be away. Goal kick, no, it'll be a corner. Well, if they make it 3-1, it's going to be over. We've had 10 goals in 2 games. Boy, my prediction of never getting a goal in this round is terribly wrong. And I think that's because teams need to open themselves up and try and score. They have to because they know what they need to do. Sweden needs more than a tie. They need a win, and it's 2-1 right now. They need to tie this thing up. I really feel the next goal is going to be game on or game over. Nagatomo, it'll go near the end line. Miyasu, Sakai, the Japanese fans are cheering and feeling good right now, but Minamino, Osako, here's Doan, and Augustinsson will throw it in. Larson. Augustinsson again. Knocked away. Forsberg will throw it in. Ekdahl. And it'll be knocked away. Gonda will kick it again. This is for Japan. You gotta be smart here. 2 minutes added on. Sweden is going to try and tie it up. Until then, Japan is sitting very well. This is one of those games that could go down to the second because a tie goes to Japan. So if it ends up tied, you can have a thing where there's a breakaway and the shot wins it or loses it, which is rare in soccer. Because in the playoffs, It's either going to win it or tie it or lose it, or win it or tie it. Ekdahl. Forsberg, they want to get this goal as quick as possible. Forsberg and Sakai again, and that's going to be 2-1 at the half. Minamino with 2 goals for Japan. And a team like Japan that got beat by France, but they beat Uruguay, and right now they're beating Sweden. It's 2-1. We'll be back in a minute. We got one more half to go. It's been a good game so far. 8 shots on goal, 7 on target. They're doing quality over quantity as we begin the second half. It's going to be a good one here as we begin the second half. Yoshida will take it. To be any sort of a force, Sweden has to. They have to tie it up. If they don't tie it up, then there's no hope. I mean, they got to get, I think, a goal within the first 20 minutes. I think by the time it hits 65, they need a goal because they need 2. If they just tie it up, they end up losing because Japan will have 4 points, Sweden will have 2, and Uruguay will have 3, and Sweden will be eliminated, and Japan will move on with 4. That'll be a corner kick. If they can tie this thing up early, then that means that it's going to be the last few minutes trying to win it for Sweden, which would be absolutely devastating for Japan, as Japan has a lead here. And it's going to be knocked away. Long shot, and it's going to be a save. Right now it is 2-1. Japan is in a great position because Sweden has to win. Now, if Japan had to win, then we would be in a position where, again, a goal would change who goes to the next round, but it's 2 goals now. So you have a little bit of a buffer. They have to do 2 very difficult things. Minamino, he has 2 today. And taken away is Augustinsson, and they push it ahead. Clayson. The Berg to Clayson. Berg again, Kaisen. Kaisen and knocked away Yoshida, and here we go. Shibasaki to Doan. And Minamino has it. He takes a look over to Osako. Back to Minamino with 2 goals today. He goes to Osako. Osako in the box, so good. Granquist again, Ekdahl. It's 2-1. Larson to Kaison. Taking away Yoshida. Clayson again, goes to Berg. Tripped, and that's going to be called a foul. So I'm telling you right now that this is, they got to get a goal here early, and they have to, because if they don't get a goal here early, then it's going to be later and later, and when Japan uses some stall tactics, the reason why people don't use stall tactics now is you give up field position, and if you did that now against Sweden, Sweden would eventually get a goal, and eventually maybe get 2. Berg. Larson to Berg. Berg again. Kaisen, long shot. It's going to be wide. You know, they always say that, good idea, good idea, good idea in soccer. I never understood that. I never understood that because you can easily say, if it's a great idea, why didn't it work? There's going to be a sub coming in. You know, you always say that. In soccer, things happen, and then you're like, hey, good idea, after they miss a shot. How about saying good idea when they score a goal? And no good here. Nagatomo will throw it back in. Nakajima will have it. Shibasaki. Yamino. Inside to Nagai. If they make it 3-1, it's over. I'm telling you that right now. Ekdal. Lindelof again will have it. If they score and make it 3-1, it's over. Because that means Sweden will need 3 goals. And I don't think Sweden has it in them to get 3 goals in 30 minutes or less. Nakajima again, they already need 2. They need 1 to tie it up, and they need 1 to go to the next round. They have to win. If they don't win, oh, we got problems. Lustig. Minamino, that's going to be a steal. Minamino, long shot and the save. He can't get the hat trick. If he gets a hat trick, they're going to the next round. Clayson again will bring it in, and they're going to hurry it up. To Lustig. Miyasu. Ekdal. Berg again. Clayson. Gustafsson. Clayson again. Gustafsson. Gustafsson trying to take a look in. If they score a goal, it's not a seismic shift. It gets very tense. Ekdal, that's going to be taken. Berg, Tomiyasu again, they take it away. This is already very, very disheartening for Sweden. We're getting rid of teams in the next week left and right. 16 will be in. 16 will be out, and they're all going to be decided in the next week. Nobody's clinched. I can't believe through 2 rounds, nobody is clinched. Larson, it shows you this tournament. France won this group, so they're going to be number 1, possibly playing Croatia in the first round. It shows you the level. Croatia is a team that led Germany 2-0. They're about 60 minutes in, a little past. Miyasu, and they rotated around to Nagatomo. You know, that's the one thing. They are looking good. They're looking that good. Nakajima, Lustig. They go to Nagai. They push it ahead. Here's Nagai and Lindelof. No good, and Olsen will push it up. Sakai again. They go to Kaison. They push it to the near side. Clayson over. Here's Clayson. Push it to the side, no good. Here comes Gustafsson. Gustafsson, Olsen. They'll take a look. Olsen, Lustig. And that's going to be a foul. And is that going to be a yellow? Let's see. Minamino got hit. They give him a yellow. And Minamino didn't get hit. It was he's upset at that. And he's upset he got a yellow. But let's see. I would I would be upset at that too. Foul maybe, yes or no. We'll trust the judgment, but yellow means in a World Cup, it means severe. Gustafsson trying to get it in. Isaac and wide. Japan will keep it. Gonda. I mean, quite frankly, Sweden has got to start panicking here. They've got to start panicking. As they go down, they need 2 goals, and they haven't even got to 1 yet to equalize. It's going to be away. Looks like Japan right now, and it's a good position, even if Sweden ties it up. Isaac again to Berg. Even if Sweden ties it up, they need a win. Gustafsson again to Ekdahl. They're starting to push a little bit harder. Place in Ekdahl. Japan is the #1 team in Asia. They would be, here they go, Nagai. Doan. Shibasaki. And they get back to Endo. To Doan. Endo to Nakajima. Inside to Nagai. Nagai turns, fires, save Olsen. Oh, they push it back. Granqvist. There's trouble here. Isaac. They're trying to tie this thing up, and that goes to nobody. Nakajima will take it though. Oh, they are going down. Sweden is frustrated. Minamino, Nagai, Larson takes it. They were playing advantage. Are they going to give anybody a yellow? Doan and Granqvist. Oh, he hit Minamino. Minamino was hit. Yeah, that was late. He tried to get in his sneak. Nakajima to send Japan to the next round. Tipped and wide. It'll be a corner. Tomo and knocked away. Lustig, Granqvist again will have it. Oh, this is really just winding down more and more. Gustafsson, he'll push it to the near side. They need a goal. Clayson. Oh, and that hits the top of the bar. Was Japan that cleared it out though, and it'll be a corner kick. Larson will take it. Sweden, their time is ending here. Larson. Isaac, no good. And Clayson will take it back. Will they pull at Germany and score 2 goals in 3 minutes and devastate Japan? Olsen. Ekdahl. Olsen again, Ekdahl. Go the other way. Oh, that's a yellow and a give it on Ekdahl. Yeah, you can't do that. The forearm to the head. Nagai! Oh, if he could chest trap it. That's the difference between a Tier 1 team and Japan. Japan beat Uruguay. Yeah, but Uruguay was so bad in this tournament. If he just chest traps it and puts it on his foot, then we got ourselves a huge game. I mean, we got ourselves, that's it. Japan's going to the next round if he could chest trap it. But the checklist still remains for Sweden. It's still a checklist. Shibasaki again to Miyasu. To Doan, to Minamino. Back and forth. They're still going to him. Nagai. They got to score. Sweden does. They're pushing everybody up. Olsen. Can't have him. Minamino again. He has 2 goals on the day, both of them. Nakajima. Shibasaki. Nagatomo again, they'll take a look. The best defense is a good offense. And right now the best time wasters when you pressure with your offense and the ball and you possess. They go to Doan again, knocked away. And it'll be another corner. Unbelievable. Time running out for Sweden. It is running out. It looks like that it's going to be Japan in the next round. Possibly against Croatia. Nagatomo can't send him. Oh, he needed that, and he wanted that. Nagatomo wanted to be in there, and missed it. Very, very big. So here's Olsen. He'll kick it deep. Gonna make up a lot of ground in a hurry. If you follow the NFL, they're in that version of passing on every down. Miyasu to Sakai. Miyasu to Yoshida back. They're going to kick it again deep. Augustinson, no. Nagai again to Doan. They got him. They're trying to send him to the next round. Nagai to Doan. Minamino, the hat trick, no good. Doan trying to win this game. They're so close in doing this. Nakajima, Endo, and that's it. Japan is going to the next round. What a tournament for Japan. Look at the emotion. They finally clinched. They have finally clinched. They know they are up in arms. They love it. Sweden is just so demoralized now. And Japan is moving on. Sweden needs a victory to move on. They're down 3-1. Wide open and great passing right inside. 1-2 in the box. Japan is so good at that. They don't have to play France till the final, and they lost 4-0 to France. But Japan deserves it. There's not one team in this tournament that made the playoffs or could make the playoffs that doesn't deserve it. And they know they made the next round. They know they've done it. And you got to just celebrate that if you're Japan. Everybody in Tokyo is going crazy. Everybody is going absolutely crazy, and a foul on Sweden. That might be a yellow, and he calls him over. And Granqvist, he's telling the captain, we know your frustration, but you're going to knock it off here because the whole world is watching. And the guy, let's see, yeah. When there's, you know, if you're physical in a game, that's one thing, but when there's an uptick, once you start losing, I mean, that's not good. Lustig. Wilson. Kulisevsky, Lindoff, and Lustig again. Ruvesky. Isaac again. Isaac will have it. Isaac, Clayson again, Minamino. They'll push it to Doan. And he'll take it ahead. Clayson intercepts. I mean, it's too short of a time. If they score here, there might be a little bit of hope, but they need to win. And when you're down 3-1, you need 3 goals. Clayson again to Ekdahl. Augustinson, they're trying to look inside. That's a foul. They got to be careful. That's a yellow. You don't want to miss next round. You do not want to miss next round in your playoff game in the next round. If you get 2 yellows in it, yeah, that was an elbow. You got to play very carefully if you're Japan. Olsen. Nobody even close there, and here's Nakajima. They'll knock it away, but not out. Augustinson, Loose dig, high, who did it bounce off of? Sweden will go home a defeated team after so much hope when they tied France. Many people thought, oh my goodness, all they got to do is beat Uruguay and beat Japan. And in the very beginning, Uruguay seemed maybe, but they said, oh, beat Japan, at least get second. And many thought France was in trouble. Little did we know that Sweden would not win another game. And Gonda again will kick it. Little did we know that they would not win another game. And by not winning another game, they will be possibly even less than Uruguay. They'll finish with 1 point, but Japan will have 6. We'll have 2 wins, not enough for first place in the group, but easily enough. Minamino off the head, Lustig again. He's going to push it back, and Isaac goes back to Granquist. Lindelof again. Lustig. It's going to be up to Isaac. Isaac, Kuleveski. And he will go down, and that's going to be an offside. Let me tell you something. If you're France, you don't want to play Japan again. Why? Because Japan is just that team that can slip one by you, or once or twice or whatever, and barely beat you 2-1. They can do it. And if I am Germany, you know, if you win your group, then I'm wondering, hey, you know, you never know though. Germany, Croatia, you just never know. Doan. Minamino and wide. Argentina and England tomorrow. Argentina and England in both games are going to mean something very, very big for tomorrow. It doesn't matter who wins, Argentina and England, even if they're both ties, because Poland and the Ivory Coast will still have an effect on that game. Lustig again. And it's going to be kicked up, can't have it. Kulusevski, Isaac. Olsen again to the near side, Clayson. Berg was late on that one, and they're not going to get anything. And this one will go to Nagatomo. The guy again, and right in midfield they're trying to play it. It's got to be disappointment for Sweden. Sweden came in again. They tied France, all the high hopes. They thought that they could lose to Uruguay, which they did, but still come around to beat Japan and have 4 points and compete. And when Uruguay went down, they thought, oh, all we got to do, we got to just beat Japan. And when Sweden got up 1-0, it looked very, very good for them. It looked very good. And I was thinking, hey, Sweden's on a roll. But when Japan was threatened, they scored 3 straight goals. Nagai and wide. And we're just in extra time. This thing is going to be over. This thing is going to be pretty much over here. And it's going to be kicked wide. Olsen will kick it off. Will kick it deep here. Olsen will have to for Sweden. They're not going to get 3 goals in these last couple of minutes. It's going to be a win for Japan. Yoshida. It's going to be Japan with a win. Kulusevski, Isaac. Minamino, Nakajima. Nakajima again to Nagai. Nagai to Nakajima. Doan. And that's it. That's it. You see the dejection on Sweden. Japan goes to the next round. Japan earned it. Sweden is so dejected right now. They thought they had somewhere to go after tying France, and Japan goes on to the next round. A blowout win for Japan. They really did really good things in the second half. And now we're going to go through a data dump and explain everything. All right, so when you take a look at this, we're going to take a look at, this is the next round here. So we're going to take a look quickly at where we stand. The two games today, France beat Uruguay 5-2. Japan beat Sweden 3-1. So quite frankly, these are the third round matchups. Tomorrow's going to be Argentina and England. Oh my goodness. And then if England does not score a point in that game, if they do not at least tie, then they will be eliminated. Same scenario as today. They will be eliminated just like Uruguay is, because the Ivory Coast and Poland will play the playoff game just like Sweden and Japan just did. This is very big. Now, if England can come by and win, then Argentina will be threatened. If England and Argentina tie, then the Ivory Coast and Poland, it's going to be up to them to do something. Poland could win, but they would have to be by a certain amount, and it's going to be a little bit nuts there. But, all right, that's so far. That's what we have in the third stage of the group. You can see France and Japan move on. France and Japan. Japan wins 3-1. And Japan will move on to the next round. France wins 5-2, 11-4 overall. Japan wins 3-1, 5 goals, 4-6 against. Of course, France very top-heavy in a group, and they look good there. Group B, tomorrow, Argentina, England. The first game, England needs a point, because if England doesn't get a point, the Ivory Coast would move on with a tie, 4 points, a win, 4 points. Or Poland would win and move on because they would have 4 points. So that's going to be it. England forced to win tomorrow. If they don't win, it's over for them. They have to beat Argentina. They have to beat a biggie. That's what happens when you get blown out by the Ivory Coast. All right, that's going to be it for us today. Have a great day. Tomorrow's going to be one heck of a day, Group B. All these days are going to be crazy. Argentina and England. As we take a look here, and it is just going to be one heck of a day tomorrow. Old rivals, Argentina and England, to take a look at the teams. Here we go. We are going to have Messi, who's the captain, and Aguero and Dybala. That's very big. Argentina in their familiar blue and white, and England will be in the dark blue. All right, we will see you tomorrow. Have a great night.